गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। तो आज से हम लोग सेकेंड यूनिट का जो फर्स्ट टॉपिक है विच इज़ डिज़ाइन ऑफ टेंशन मेंबर, हम लोग उसको स्टार्ट करेंगे आज इस लेक्चर में। सबसे पहले फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज़ अ टेंशन मेंबर। अ स्ट्रक्चरल मेंबर विच इज़ सब्जेक्टेड टू पुलिंग फोर्स, that is tension, is termed as tension member. As you can see from the definition which is given in the introduction, which is tension member are linear members in which axial forces act so as to elongate the member. When a member will be elongated, when the member is subjected to a pulling force, something which is pulling a member, which is known as a tension force. For example, a simple rod can be taken as an example. Suppose this is a kind of a rod, and if we are pulling it with some force P, then it will get elongated in this form. So this kind of a member which is subjected to a pulling force is known as a tension member. Okay, there are certain other examples also which you will see after some time. So for now we will concentrate on the introduction. Tension member carry loads most efficiently since the entire cross section is subjected to uniform stress. Unlike the compression member, they do not fail by buckling. What do you mean by buckling? For that you can see a figure. Suppose there is a column and the load is applied at this point P. Okay, so the force is in the line is axial. Axial in the sense is L is here is B. So L is far better more than B. So it is a slender member. So if this force is acting on this member, so the member will get buckled into this shape. So this is a kind of figure that you will get after applying a certain load. Okay, so this figure is known as buckling. Buckling means मुड़ जाना along length. ठीक है. So according to definition, tension member carry loads most efficiently since the entire cross section is subjected to uniform stress. Uniform stress का मतलब stress is equals to load upon area. So load is constant. Now if area is also constant, then the uniform stress we will get the uniform stress. So the entire cross section is subjected to uniform stress. Unlike the compression member, they do not fail by buckling. आपको पता ही है, मैंने अभी बताया था. These members do not fail by buckling because the nature of stress is here different. Here tensile stresses will be produced. There the compressive stresses will be produced. ठीक है. Now we will see some examples. Here you can see a suspension bridge which is supported by some ropes. So in these ropes or wires there will be tension. So these are also designated as tension member. You can see other example as sag rod. Sag rod is also a tension member. ठीक. Next you will see a frame. If this is a frame and load is applied at this point, then this frame will get sway in this position. Sway, it will get bent down in the direction of load. So to prevent this bending down approach, we'll provide a member diagonally. This is termed as bracings. So bracing is also a kind of a tension member. Okay. So the tension member can have a variety of cross sections. The single angle, double angle sections are used in the light roof truss. So the point to be noted here is that single angle and double angle sections are used in the light roof truss in industrial buildings. The tension member in the bridge truss are made up of channels and I sections. So you have to remember this, that the angle that may be a single angle or a double angle, which is shown in this figure, can be used uh, in the light roof trusses in industrial buildings. On the other hand, channel sections and I sections are used in bridge trusses, acting individually designated to resist the load in tension only. They buckle at very low compression and are not considered effective. Okay, so they buckle at a very low compression. I already told you a member in which force is axial and nature is compressive, they usually tends to buckle. So some members such as circular rod which is used in the bracing, जो हमने ब्रेस जो फ्रेम में मैंने मेंबर यूज़ किया था, आपको बताया था फ्रेम में मैंने स्वय को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए आई यूज्ड अ मेंबर विच इज़ अ ब्रेसिंग. इट कैन बी अ स्टील रॉड, इट कैन बी अ स्टील रॉड. सो जो स्टील रॉड होती है आर यूज्ड इन ब्रेसिंग्स टू रेजिस्ट द लोड इन टेंशन ओनली because they buckle in very low compressive force, so they are not considered very effective in resisting the tension. However, some compression may come. Okay, so these are not as effective as single angle, double angle or channel sections or I sections. Okay, steel wire ropes are used in suspension in cable suspended bridges, which I already told you, and as mainstay in cable stayed bridges. Okay, so these were some point regarding the tension member and which type of sections are used where as a tension member, as I discussed right now. Okay, now behavior of a tension member. Since axially loaded tension member are subjected to uniform tensile stresses, that was sigma is equals to load upon area. Uniform tensile stresses, yani each cross section will be subjected to similar kind of stresses. Okay, their load deformation behavior is similar to corresponding basic material stress strain behavior. As you have studied in the mechanics and so on, that this is a stress strain, it is a stress strain curve for mild steel, and this is for higher grade of steel. These are two curves which are being shown here for study of behavior of a tension member. Okay, mild steel members exhibits an elastic range between A to B. What do you mean by elastic range? Elastic range is a region in which if load is removed, then the material will come back into its original shape. That is known as the elastic region. Okay, this is followed by a yield plateau in which you find upper yield point and lower yield point. At a certain load, the material will start yielding and you will find 2 points, upper yield point and lower yield point. Okay, so after that yield region, the load remains constant as elongation increases to 10 times. This is that particular region in which the load is constant and still you are getting some elongation without increasing the load. Without increasing the load and you are getting certain strain. That is a plastic zone which is used in the plastic analysis. This is the plastic zone. By utilizing this zone, we can make our member more plastic in that particular region. More plastic in the sense without increasing load you are getting strain. So we can utilize this particular section in the design. Okay, in the ultimate load method. Now under further stretching, the material shows a similar increase in tension with elongation, as you can see in this particular zone. As the stress is increasing, strain is also increasing compared to the elastic range. इलास्टिक रेंज के कंपेयर में, जहाँ स्ट्रेन बहुत कम थी बट लोड बहुत ज़्यादा था. इन दिस रीजन लोड इज less increasing, but we are getting more elongation as compared to the elastic region. This range is referred to as the strain hardening range, and after reaching this strain hardening range, the ultimate load we will get at this point. This at corresponding to this point we will get the ultimate load. Corresponding to this summit point we will get the ultimate, okay, ultimate load. The loading decreases as the elongation increases. In this region you can see the load, stress value is increasing, and but the stress is increasing, okay, until rupture. This point is known as the fracture point or rupture point. Okay, so the high steel tension members do not exhibit a well-defined yield point. You can see in the above figure, in this figure, you will not get the well-defined yield point and a yield plateau. So for this kind of material in which there is no well-defined yield point, we will use stress corresponding to a point which is 0.2% offset load, and this point and stress corresponding to this point is known as proof stress. Okay, so these were some important points regarding the behavior of a tension member. Now we will see the design strength of tension member. So there are three particular points due to which we will get design strength. First is yielding of gross section. Second is rupture of design rupture strength, and third is block shear strength. In the design strength of a tension member, the first points come, which is design strength due to yielding of cross section. As we all know, although steel tension members can sustain loads up to ultimate load, as I have shown in the figure, ultimate load तक हमारा जो माइल्ड स्टील का कर्व था वो लोड को झेल सकता है विदाउट फेलियर. और उसके बाद जब मैं लोड बढ़ा रहा था, स्ट्रेन तो हो रही थी पर लोड डिक्रीज हो रहा था, क्योंकि वो नेकिंग पॉइंट आ रहा था. नेकिंग पॉइंट पे हमारा उसके बाद आके ब्रेक हो जाता है. सो जो हमारी मैक्सिमम अपर लिमिट है टेंशन मेंबर की, जो वो लोड झेल सकते हैं, दैट इज़ अल्टीमेट लोड. और इस पॉइंट पे जो इलोंगेशन होती है वो ओरिजिनल लेंथ की लगभग 10 से 15% इलोंगेशन हो जाती है. ठीक है, बट हम लोग क्या करते हैं इन द डिज़ाइन ऑफ टेंशन मेंबर, हम लोग अल्टीमेट लोड को ना लेके यील्ड लोड को हम लोग लिमिटिंग लोड लेते हैं, एंड इस लोड के करस्पॉन्डिंग जो डिज़ाइन स्ट्रेंथ आती है वो हमारी डिज़ाइन स्ट्रेंथ इन यील्डिंग कहलाती है. सो फॉर दैट डिज़ाइन स्ट्रेंथ इज टेकन एज TD is equals to FYAG upon gamma m naught. Gamma m naught here partial factor of safety against yielding in tension. It is the yield strength of material and it is the gross sectional area. Gross sectional area can be written as, if suppose this is a plate of width V and thickness T, then the gross sectional area at this point can be taken as P into T. So this was regarding the yield strength of design yield strength of tension member. Now in the next point we will see the design strength due to rupture. Wait for a minute. Yes, डिज़ाइन स्ट्रेंथ ड्यू टू रप्चर. अब क्या होता है बच्चों, जब हम अपनी प्लेट में होल करते हैं तो जब होल के पास जो स्ट्रेस की वैल्यू होती है वो यील्ड लिमिट तक सबसे पहले पहुंचती है. उसके बाद जैसे जैसे हम होल से दूर आते जाते हैं तो हमारी स्ट्रेस की वैल्यू डिक्रीज होती जाती है एट अ सर्टेन लोड। फिर जैसे जैसे हम लोड बढ़ाते हैं तो जो हमारी एफ वाई की वैल्यू जैसे जो यील्ड पॉइंट की वैल्यू है वो हल्के हल्के जो उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग या उसके एडजेसेंट फाइबर्स हैं वहाँ पे भी हमारी जो वैल्यू है वो यील्ड स्ट्रेस तक पहुँचने लगती है। और जब हम मैक्सिमम लोड लगा देते हैं एट अल्टीमेट लोड, जो हमारे सारे के सारे फाइबर होते हैं फ्रॉम द होल टू द एज ऑफ द प्लेट, वो सारे के सारे मेंबर अल्टीमेट स्ट्रेस को अचीव कर लेते हैं। सो ये जो स्ट्रेंथ है मेरी, ये रप्चर के बेसिस पे हमने कैलकुलेट किया है एंड दिस फॉर्मूला इज टेकन एज टी डी इज इक्वल्स टू 0.9 FU AN upon gamma ml, where gamma ml is partial factor of safety against ultimate tension failure by rupture and its value is taken as 1.25. Here AN is net area, FU is ultimate strength. So these were some points regarding the rupture strength. Now we'll first see the net area, how to calculate net area. For net area we have to see two types of bolting. First is chain bolting, second is staggered bolting. In chain bolting, suppose this is the case, in this case if this is a critical section in which two bolts are there and its width is V and thickness is T, then the net area can be taken as B. टोटल विड्थ में से 2 बोल्ट होल्स आर डिडक्टेड, सो 2DH multiply into T. So this was the case in this chain pattern. What if this is the case? Suppose this is the case. In this case there are two sections along which a tension member can fail. The first section is 1 to 1, 1 to 1. In 1 to 1, if B is the width and T is the thickness, the A net can be written as, since 1 to 1 में केवल 1 volt hole minus हो रहा है, so B minus DH into T. So this is the net area in the case of section 1 to 1. But in the other case, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, there is staggered pitching. Staggered pitching can be written as PS, and in this case the net area can be modified in the form as B if the total width minus there are 2 bolt holes along 1, 2, 3, 4, so 2 into DH plus there is one staggered pitch, so formula is modified as PS square upon 4G. Here G is the gauge length. So this formula is modified as this and it is multiplied by T to get net area of plate. Okay. So in this lecture we have studied net area, ultimate strength, yield strength, rupture strength and an introduction about the tension member. In the next numerical we'll see, in the next lecture we'll see a numerical regarding this theory. Thank you.